10 News Weather Authority from the JES Weather Center.
Good evening, meteorologist Sarah Osterbein here. We're seeing loads of rain come into the area, specifically in Roanoke, and it's starting to exit, but we're going to see a couple more rounds as we go throughout the next couple hours. That said, we will see those continue on into the early hours of tomorrow, but dry up as we go into the afternoon. Then once we get into next week, we're going to be back in the reality of seeing these more February-based temperatures. Now, this radar is looping over the past 3 hours. We saw quite the rainfall all across the region, all across today. Very dreary day all around, and we're going to continue to see all these showers last over the next little bit going into the overnight hours, where we will temporarily dry up as we go early into tomorrow. Now, taking a look at your futurecast starting at 7 p.m. tonight, getting more isolated in terms of these showers. They're going to dry up as we go later into this evening, right around 11 p.m. Be left with overcast skies. Once we get into the overnight hours going into Friday early on, start to see more showers come into the area, and they're going to be a little bit more isolated than what we saw today. Well, you could see some heavy strands specifically in Roanoke as well as New River Valley. Now they're going to start to extend out, then clear out, seeing some sunshine actually as we go into the afternoon of Friday. That said, by no means are we going to be remaining dry, because as we go into Saturday, more rain is to come. And as you look out towards the west, there is a little bit of mixed precip as well as some snow well up into Pocahontas as well as Greenbrier County. That said, this is looking to be a mostly strictly rain event, with the exception of the higher elevations in the western parts of the Blue Ridge. We'll see some temporary dry spells as we go into the afternoon of Saturday, and then Sunday is a similar deal where we will continue to see more rain come from this. Now, along with all of this rain, we are going to be seeing some hefty wind gusts. I'll go ahead and step off just so you can take a look at these wind gusts that we will be seeing over the next 2 days. Tomorrow, it could be pretty gusty, pretty strong winds of our wind gusts all across the region. New River Valley seeing a peak of 29 miles an hour. Then once we get into Saturday, it'll start to calm down just a bit, only seeing 14 miles an hour in the New River Valley. But that said, it is still enough that could lead to a bit of a breeze. Now, we did have all this rain. That said, the drought monitor updated this morning and not much has budged. We're still in a pretty severe drought as you look out towards the eastern portion, and then we're dry as we go towards the west, just less intense than what we're seeing towards the east. So we are still anticipating more rain to help this, but we really do need the rain in our area. Low temperatures tonight getting into the 40s, South Boston down to 48, Roanoke getting down to 47, Hot Springs 41, and Independence will see a low temperature of 51 tonight. As we look ahead into tomorrow, looking at the 60s all across the region, except for parts of Southside that could even get into the 70s. South Boston seeing a high temperature of 71, Roanoke up to 68, Hot Springs up to 60, and then Independence will see a high temperature of 62 tomorrow. Now, we will be seeing the rain be on and off over the next couple of days, and then we could continue to see that as we go into the later portion of the week. But as you take a look, we're going to be in the 60s for the next 2 days. Then we're going to drop drastically as we hit Sunday, dropping into the 40s as our highs. Then we'll make our return into the 50s midweek next week.